This is episode number 46 of the Emotional Freedom Podcast. Now, have you ever felt as if it is wrong to love yourself? I mean, we probably know that it's not wrong, but does it feel that way? Especially when it comes to conflicting needs between you and someone else, and you just felt as if you have no choice but to sacrifice yourself so that you can meet the other person's needs and not disappoint that person. Well, if you have experienced that and you felt as if you shouldn't have done that, then this episode is for you. So stay on to find out. Hi, welcome to the Emotional Freedom Podcast. I'm Luke Bong, your host. I'm an NLP trainer and a clinical hypnotherapist. Now, this show is all about empowering you with ways and means for you to master your own emotional state so that you can choose how you live your life, the type of emotions that will serve you better, as well as how you can live every day feeling fulfilled as well as doing what you want to do. Now, if this is the first time you have joined us, I want to welcome you to this show. And if you have been listening, I just want to say thank you so much for coming back to listen to the show. Now, before I go into today's topic, I just want to ask for your help to leave a review in the podcast platform that you listen through. Maybe it could be Apple Podcasts or Spotify or Google Podcasts or host of other podcasts that you use to listen to this show. And it would really mean a lot to me. Yeah. Also, please consider to subscribe on YouTube so that you will not miss a single episode when I release a new one, which happens to be every day, of course. Okay, now back to today's topic, which is about self-love. Now, we all know at a logical level that, hey, we should love ourselves. But isn't it surprising that a lot of people find that to be so difficult to do? A lot of people find it very difficult for them to love themselves. And I think one of the main reasons has got to do with how we have been programmed since young about loving ourselves. I remember when I was still in primary school, one of the things that almost every teacher will make us say as well as write in our composition or essays, the phrase is to be a useful person. But it has not been really explained to us what a useful person is. So I grew up thinking that a useful person means that somebody who is willing to lay down his life in order to better the society, or somebody who is willing to sacrifice himself so that other people's needs are met. And you know what? I seriously and I sincerely believe in that. Furthermore, when I go to the church and the pastors there preach about giving of yourself, and it really reinforced the idea of the what they call this, the power or the beauty of self-sacrifice. Now, nothing wrong with self-sacrificing, but it becomes an issue when at the expense of self-sacrificing, you begin to feel miserable, you begin to feel as if you're worthless, or you begin to feel as if your life is absolutely has no meaning, because that's why you can sacrifice yourself easily, and you begin to feel bitter and resentment. Now, when that happens, that is when self-sacrificing actually becomes a curse and not a blessing. I'm fond of saying that you don't have the right to love others unless you love yourself first. Now, let me give you an example about this. I have met people whom on the exterior, they are just doing things for everybody. They will be there whenever people need their help. It doesn't matter what time of the day. They will just give, and give. And the interesting part is when they are giving, they are smiling. So it looks as if they are very happy to be giving themselves. But when I had a chance to have a private conversation with them over tea, that's when they begin to pour out their heart as if, and they ask questions like, do people really care about the giving that I do? Why is it that I'm always giving to them? And I just wonder sometimes if I am in their position, would they do the same thing back to me? Or would they selfishly just don't care about me? It really makes me wonder. Or sometimes they will even think like, it's so unfair. Why is it that I sacrifice everything about myself so that others can get what they want, but I don't get what I want? I feel bad. I feel miserable. Sometimes when I hear that, it really dawned upon me that some people are just experts at giving, but they are lousy at loving themselves. And when that happens, you begin to experience this incongruence in your psychology. And that's when you begin to feel you are burning out. Now, burning out is a real issue. It's not metaphorical. It's not like that candle that burns out. It's real. And when a person goes through a burnout, the person can experience physical trauma. It can experience physical pain. It can even turn into a sickness or a disease. And that's how serious being burnout is. So looking at this about loving yourself, you really need to make it a point to ask yourself, where should I put myself? You need to put your needs first above everyone. And when I say that, I don't mean in a selfish way as if like, I don't care about other people. I just do what pleases me. I don't care if it is going to affect the other person's life. No, I'm not advocating that. Far from it. What I'm saying here is, if you really want to help others, you will do a better job if you love yourself first. If you take care of your own needs first. Think about flying in a plane. Before the flight starts, either the pilot or the cabin crew, they are going to make the safety announcement. And one of it is, in case of cabin pressure falls, the breathing, I don't know what you call it, that breathing thing will just fall from the above your head. Now notice, do they tell you to tend to those next to you first? They don't, right? They will ask you to put the face mask firmly on your face first before you help the others around you. Why is that? Simply because if you yourself are not taken care of, how can you take good care of others? Simple as that. Now, think about this. Let's imagine there are two people. The first one is giving of herself so much till it hurts and it becomes bitter inside. The second person is somebody who takes the time to take care of herself first. So she loves herself a lot. Do you think the way they help other people will be different? It will, right? Because the person who is bitter, that bitterness will come out when they help others. So it becomes unconscious for them to make the other person feel as if they are indebted to their kindness. Whereas the first person just feels like, hey, I love myself. I'm so happy doing this. So I don't expect anything in return. So it makes a huge difference. So that's why today I encourage you to spend some time to love yourself first. Before you agree to helping others, ask yourself, have you loved yourself enough? Once that need has been met, then you will be in a better place as well as a better position to be of help to others. I hope you have found today's episode useful. Thanks for joining me in today's episode. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.